welcome to Italy and Ivrea for the 4th International Canoe Federation's Slalom World Cup of the 2017 season. 250 athletes from 31 nations are battling against this very natural field course. Water's cold, it's fresh, coming straight down from Mont Blanc. And it also changes colour depending on the rain. We go from grey to brown to grey again. The great thing about this course though, it's fast and it's furious. Let's first have a look at the C2 men. Really packed field. Berling-Becker. They had a few challenges in the early rounds where they broke a paddle, twice in fact. But they are a top team. Medaling, well, in fact, winning in Augsburg this year. Still young, had a couple of injury challenges a few years back, but since then they've really come down. As you can see, you don't want to hit a gate. They hit gate 12, that's an automatic 2-second penalty that is added directly onto the time. Green and white go down. As you see here, red and white go up. If you miss the gate altogether, or are thought to have deliberately knocked it out of the way, that's a 50-second penalty and pretty much puts you out of the game. They're kneeling down so they have a high centre of gravity, and as you can see, it's a one-bladed paddle. The trick is to keep it in the water all the time. The challenge here, in the back of the boat, he can't really see what's going on. It's all about feeling, confidence and working together. Berling-Becker come over the line, a very respectable time, and take the initial first place. The Scantars, the cousins, Ladislav and Peter. Last year, they reached the pinnacle of the sport by taking the gold medal at the Rio Olympic Games. Many people thought this was well deserved. For many, many years, they've been in the shadows of the great Hochschorners, who competed in this final, by the way. Hochschorners won 3 gold medals at the Olympic Games. Scantars really looking to put down some action this year. To be fair, they had a lot of media work and they had quite a few weeks off. They've had a little bit of a challenge, only making 1 final so far. But they really don't ever seem to panic. They always know what they're trying to do. And clearly the beauty about this sport is having to make 100 reactions each second. They seem to have negotiated the course very smoothly, very relaxedly, knowing exactly what the other's doing and knowing where they want to place the boat. This has come out of the Olympics now, so there's a bit of a less entry. However, these top athletes are really showing you the fine workmen they are. And they come over the line 1.55 seconds ahead of the field to take the victory. Scantars gold for Slovakia, Berling-Becker, Germany take the silver, and Klaus Pesch take the bronze for France. This race was really, really nice. We're really happy with this result because it's our first podium of the season. It's a great start for us for effectively the second part of the season. World Cup standings. Czech, France, Germany leading the ball, 1-0. C1 Women final. Vicky Wolfhard, top paddler, also in the K1. just missed out on the Olympics. And clearly now the C1 has extra interest because it's going to be put forward for the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. In fact, 39 athletes started this week, and these are the top 3. A huge 9 seconds up so far. Vicky's struggled a little bit in the C1 this season, not making any finals, although she did come 5th recently in the Under-23 Worlds in Bratislava. Really well done negotiating 19. After 18, there's a big hole. If you go straight on direct, you're going to be cut short. You need to go round, switching. A lot of the female athletes are doing this incredibly well. With this really bouncy water, however, it's all about timing. Vicky seems to be timing it to perfection. Great run here, and moves into the initial lead. Happy with herself. Next to go, the Czech dynamite powerhouse, call you what it may. She's very, very fast in the water. Recently took a wonderful silver medal in the Under-23s in Worlds in Bratislava. Needs to keep the speed on and really struggling to keep only a 2-second penalty. 2 ups in a row has been quite a challenge this week for all athletes in all classes. Switching and showing you what you need to do. Use the power of the water and don't fight it. Now, the trick here, set yourself up, read the water, which has been changing a bit. That's how to do it. Take an arc, use the speed. We saw many athletes dropping well below and losing 5 or 6 seconds. Also in this last section, the offsets that really are the currents working against you. This is when athletes are starting to feel the lactic in their arms and really have to push forward for another 5 seconds over the line. But this is a great performance. Jess Fox. Superlatives. Well, she's done it all, hasn't she? Apart from hitting the first gate. Oh no. Father Richard won many, many races after hitting the first race. She knows not to panic. Also gives her a bit of an extra incentive. Total control, using the speed of this bouncy, watery course. Jess so far has won the last 2 World Cups. Multiple junior and senior world champion. Well, the crowd are appreciating just how good she is. Always keeps the boat flat, always keeps the boat moving. This is how to do it. She's putting on a complete exhibition here. Well, wins by 10 seconds. Looks absolutely delighted. Jess Fox, Australia, gold. Vicky Wolfhard, Austria, silver. Teresa Frizerova, Czech Republic, bronze.
I was quite reserved in my semi. Well, in saying that, no, I had to charge the bottom because I had 3 touches on the top section. It didn't flow well, but I played it safe and I wanted to definitely improve on that. It's hard midfield. You're not sure what the others have done in front. You know there's some good girls behind who can really drop the time, so you have to give it everything.
I'm Giovanni De Gennaro. I was born in Brescia and I live in Ivrea. It's really nice to be here and to paddle on this awesome course, and I really love the people in this city because they really make me feel home. I like the way the course has become. I think it's one of the best places to paddle right now, and after the win of last year, it really makes this place special to me. This river flows directly from the Mont Blanc, so it's a natural river, and the water pressure is really high and every stroke is really hard. I think we can divide this course in 2 parts. The first part is the easier one, but at the same time you cannot give up any second, because the water is so tricky that it can move you by meters, even if there is not the steep. While the second part is really hard, and you have to watch as far as possible to find the timing and to catch the best line to make the difference on the ups, on the waves, on the rods that are really stopping you if you miss just one stroke. So I don't know what will be the result of this weekend, but it's gonna be a great event and it's gonna be a great experience for myself and for all the rest of the team.
Let's have a look at some kayaks, and it's the kayak men. Michal Smolen has really had to struggle this week. Missed out on the first heats, where the top 20 athletes automatically qualify for the semi-final. Had to go through the dramatic second run where only 10 go through. He was the fastest there. Over the years, Michel's known as one of the fastest athletes, not often able to pull it together over the whole week. Disappointed with his performance in the Olympic Games, had a bit of downness, and now he's really coming back to form. 9th in Prague, which is only World Cup final so far this year. Living out of a camper van this season, so he's right next to the course all the time. Rafa, his coach, his father, was a great competitor for Poland back in the day. Michal Smolen really putting together a fine run. We know he has potential, now he's shown it, and moves into provisional first place. Vitprindis, what can you say about Brit? He's on top of the world at the moment. 1 in Prague, 1 in Augsburg. Bit of a hiccup in Mecklenburg, and now he's back on the water. Look what he does, he reads the water so well, he dances over the top of it. Clearly, if your training partner is Ivrea Hradilek, you're being pushed every day all the way. Andrei Tunka, Yuri Priskovic, the other top paddlers, missed this stage. Quite a few athletes have gone already on to the next stage, looking forward to the Worlds in Po. Bit of a mistake in the middle, but now he's really using every ounce of his weight, speed, and putting the boat exactly where he wants to go. Another fine performance from Vitprindis. And has the energy to keep it going right over the line. Peter Kauser, double world champion, Olympic medalist. It's been his ambition for many years. He's been paddling for 27 years. This is the first time he's ever been to Ivrea. Last year when we had the World Cup here, he was actually in a training camp in Rio. But said he loves the water. An instinctive paddler who's born on the water. Spent his early years sailing, and now look at the performance. Reacts quicker than anyone else. Had a huge injury a couple of years ago at the London Lee Valley course where he put his shoulder out. Let's come back to the top. All you have to do is put the whole head and part of the boat through the gates. If you do that, no penalties. There's a whole team of judges on the course, video analysis, slow motion replays, camera over his head to watch what you're doing. And takes third place, which means Vitprindis has won again. So, Prindis, Czech Republic gold, Smolen USA silver, and Kauser takes the bronze for Slovenia. That's probably the best year of my life. I've had 3 victories in the World Cup season, but I'm mainly focused on the World Championships. I've changed the boat and the seat, and it was the first race on the new boat, so I'm quite surprised to race well today. I'm doing full training towards the Worlds, and those races are kind of preparing races, so for me it's amazing. Standings, Czech Republic, Germany, Austria, 1 race to go, that's double points. Extreme kayak for men. It's a 5-meter ramp. The idea, as you can see, you go up around the red. You have a choice of which side to go. Need to do an Eskimo turn and power over the line. Hannes Egner is the fastest. Christian de Jonge second, Tren Long was third. And the women, same format. 4 off the bridge. Tracy Hines from the USA took a different tactic. She was the last to start, hoping the rest mess up. Again, the Eskimo turn. With the water being the colour it is, you can see nothing. Great victory, however, for Ana Cecilia from Brazil, who's moving to Ivrea. She likes it so much. Hilga Tova and Donnelly was second and third. K1 women final. Packed with top athletes. 3 former world champions and Lisa Leitner. Bit quiet this year. She had an underweight boat in the Europeans and she was punished for it, missing out on the World Cups. But she's a huge talent from Austria, with her brother also a huge talent. One of the fittest athletes on the circuit and knows exactly where she wants to put the boat all the time. Former world junior champion is nearly 5 seconds up on the field. Austria really doing something right. In the heats, we saw her compatriot, Karina Kunle, beat the field by 6 seconds, but she couldn't hold the pressure together and missed out in the final. Helma Oglinger taking over control of the team this year and really doing something correctly. Well, here she does. All she needs to do is negotiate the last 2 tricky gates. Quite a few athletes actually missed one of the last 2 gates. Jessica Cragley looking on, and she goes into provisional first place. Jess Fox. Well, we've seen Jess Fox a few minutes ago in the C1. That was actually yesterday, so she did have time to relax. Junior, multiple-time world champion, senior world champion as well. The fact she's already seen this water many, many times may be an advantage. However, the tiredness having to do several runs also comes against it. Fights over the top of the stopper. Really, she can control any conditions out there. Also recently took part in a celebrity cooking competition in Australia where she did rather well. Here she goes, powering over the line. And takes provisional first place, looks very happy with herself. Ricarda Funk from Germany. She's having the season of her life. Has won the last 2 World Cups. That's Augsburg and Markkleeberg. Also medalled in the first one in Prague. Last year here, she won, dropping a little bit low on gate number 12 maybe, but she's just so fast. All the other athletes love the way for such a slight figure. She just puts so much power and keeps the boat moving all the time. 4 seconds up on Jess Fox. She can only just look back and admire. It's very rare she goes down the course without any penalties. Let's see if she can do that today. Shows the emotion the other athletes looking into it, admiring an athlete that's at the top of her game. Here she comes. All she has to do is go through the last 2 gates extremely quickly. Yes, 2-second penalties as normal, but still wins. Well, that's not good for the heart in the last couple of seconds. Funk, Fox, Leitner, Germany, Australia, Austria, gold, silver, bronze. I'm really happy with the race. I didn't really know where I stood because in the middle I had some troubles. Even it wasn't too bad. And a touch, so I didn't know. And then I looked at the time. I say, okay, cool. So Funk is leading the standings. Dukatova and Fox second and third. 1 race to go. just before you start. Why change your race plan?
Generally, I like to stick to my race plan that I've set with my coach. Unless we see something in the K1 men, we might adapt the plan a little bit. But generally, stick to the plan.
I never change my strategy. I always go fast and furious.
Well, sometimes it's the weather. If it's windy and the wind is stronger, I change my plans. And sometimes it's the performance of the other athletes. If I see that they do a risky move, I try to do the same.
Why should I change it? I mean, when you decide for one thing and then you find out that too many people just screwing it up, then you just decide maybe to take a safer option.
We don't change our race plans at all. We just use our feelings and go straight to the finish line.
What'll make me change my race plan just before racing? Watching other people do the same plan that I had and screw it up. So that's why I don't watch others race.
Moving on to the C1 men, dauntingly, 3 Slovakias in the final. Sidiris Tassiadis from Germany, having the season of his life. He won in Prague, and that was his first World Cup victory. Second in Augsburg, second in Markkleeberg. Very short paddle, very powerful position, and takes big risks. Normally, he says, there's a channel of about 5 centimetres, and if you can stay on that, you're doing well. Martin in your picture, obviously a legend of the sport. Won Olympic gold when he was 17 in Atlanta in 1996, but let's go back to Tassiadis. So far, looking very clear. Keeping the boat moving all the time. The trick is to keep the paddle in the water. When you see these top paddlers, the paddle is in the water pretty much all the time. Sometimes a rudder, sometimes a power agent. Well, that's a really, really top run. And 4 seconds ahead of the others. Martin knows when he sees a good run. Mate Benes took a bit of time out from his silver medal at the Rio Olympic Games. Incredibly tall, incredibly long levers. Second in Prague, first in Augsburg. And really knows where to put the boat. Spends most of his winters down in the southern hemisphere. So lives this sport 11 months of the year. 2 seconds up. Known for his cool attitude. Doesn't crack under pressure. Let's see if he can make some time up from Sidiris, but that was an outstanding time that the young German put down. Not many crowd on the left side because you have to have a special permission to go there. It's a fairly new wall put into place 2 years ago. Huge changes here in Ivrea. But they've produced a first-class course. 230 metres long, 6 metres between top and bottom, and the water's flowing at 10 metres a second. Mate's 3 seconds behind Sidiris Tassiadis. Here we have the 2017 European champion, Alexander Slavkovsky, yet another Slovak. 4th in Augsburg, but it's been struggling apart from that this season. Completely different style to the others. He really caresses the water and uses the skill. Oh, that's a little bit close. That's very close. You're allowed to touch the side, and some athletes actually were caught up on it. Thomas Cochlin for Switzerland. He came second last year, and that's why he messed up this year. So far, 3 seconds off the pace, so he's in the shout of a medal. Also very good with the bull whips. Sometimes you see him playing with those huge whips to entertain the crowd. Great skier as well. Let's concentrate on the paddling. Good crowd here today. All on the right bank. There's a 5-metre wall, so they're cheering away from there. Typical Italian hospitality. Here he comes. It's going to be close for second. Slavkovsky, great run. Classification. Sidiris Tassiadis, Germany gold. Alexander Slavkovsky, silver, Slovakia. And Mate Benes takes the bronze for Slovakia. Well, I'm really, really happy that again I take the first place in another race this season and to win a second World Cup in my career. I'm feeling incredible now. In every final, I'm on the podium. Classifications. Tasiadis Benes-Savsek. Quite a lead, 34 points. Well, that's been a lot of fun this weekend. Ivrea in Italy. Superb course. Thanks to everyone. See you soon.